Kildare were very impressive last weekend against Cork. They played very well. I'm sure Cork were a bit disappointed that they didn't play as well as they can play, but Kildare played with huge pace and great energy last weekend, and we know that if we're going to win today, we're going to have to be at our best.
And you're hot favourites today, raging hot favourites. But does that bother you? Is that an issue at all?
No, it's not. It's irrelevant. We know the way the game works. I mean, Cork would have been very big favourites going into that game. We'd have been very big favourites going into the drawn Munster final. It doesn't count for anything once the ball is thrown in.
In your camp, confidence has got to be high after what happened last weekend.
Absolutely, but we're really looking forward to it. It's just great to be in August, All-Ireland quarter-finals, and it's to be playing against the All-Ireland champions is brilliant.
How have you seen this team grow in recent weeks?
It's amazing what a few weeks can actually do. That I suppose after the Dublin game it was tough. The week after that game, morale wasn't where you'd like it to be, but the Offaly game and then Longford game and through to the Cork game, each week or each of the games has helped the guys to I suppose grow in confidence and belief.
Mathai, Niall Kelly.
Yeah, great to see him last week. I've been wondering where he'd gone to. I just checked his numbers for this year. He didn't play in any of the Leinster Championship, but he's back in for the qualifiers from the start. Look at the lovely footwork here, fellas. That is really class football. He reminds me a lot of Larry Tompkins, except he hasn't his body of work behind him, of course.
Yeah.
But he has that ability. He's a lovely two-footed footballer. Emmett Paul, that's a handy one. Emmett Paul didn't quite want to pick him out. But here's the left foot of Kelly. Plays 11, but starts in the corner and drifts out. It does a lot of wraparounds. You'll see that today. But very comfortable in tight positions. Has a great head up for a nice assist. And you'll see this here. But what I'm really impressed with is lovely tight skills of both feet. And we're going to see it later when he nails the goal, the sort of work he put into thinking about this. He's emptied out the corner, left the space, but he's rambling in now to reconnect when there's good hands. And watch the lovely change here. The step to the left, and he has a good left foot. And now that's a corner forward score. That's low and buried.
And the beautiful thing about that is that when he's in there, he has no interest in a point.
No,
it's Sean O'Leary's motto, take your goals and the points will come.
And there's his right-footed point, Michael. Now, he has to produce today. There's no question about that.
We saw Galway starting well, competing well last night here, Kevin. Didn't quite work out for them, though.
Not really.
Yeah, and it could be something similar.
They beat Kerry in the semi-final that year when the late Toddy O'Shea was in charge of the Kingdom. And of course the Broom team, so there is a strong link. David Coldrick, as you saw there, was the match referee. He was in charge of the 2007 and 2010 All-Ireland finals. The first quarter-final of the All-Ireland Football Championship 2015 is underway. Kildare won the toss, decided to play from right to left. Kerry go into the attack straight from the beginning, and it's over the bar. Brilliant start by the All-Ireland champions, by James O'Donoghue.
Brilliant start by James O'Donoghue. That man is going to be a huge thorn in the Kildare defence all afternoon, and we will still see long ball go into that Kerry.
Gathers. Quick into the middle. Nice overlap provided by Niall Kelly. We'll give you more about that very shortly. First 50-50 ball, and Kildare.
And Kelly didn't put the ball dead, and the amount of balls that are going into keepers' hands from on the game.
Ona Flaherty. Paul Criven. Plenty of Kerry defenders take charge of Eamon Callan, who feeds Niall Kelly, who's willing to take on the Kerry defence. Porrig O'Neill backfires Tommy Mulick, trying to get round Stephen O'Brien. Ona Flaherty. Good running by Kildare, and he's broken the challenge. Brian Sheehan. Testing ball for right corner back here in Fitzpatrick. Mick O'Grady going forward from that full-back position.
More like a midfielder.
Alan Smith did well, being double marked here. Back out for Emmett Bolton. There's nobody in around the square at the moment. Nice little dummy by Eamon Callahan. Brilliant catch in the middle of the field by David Moran. Mark O'Shea. There's Anthony Marr. There's Brian Sheehan. Going very long. The goalkeeper, Mark Donlan, is off his line.
Expecting something to happen because Kerry will take it off you so fast, so quick, and will counter-attack so fast.
Jonathan Lyne from the Legion Club. Paul Murphy from Radmore. What a season he had in his very first championship campaign last year. To McNally again. Aiming for Alan Smith. Just seemed to... Owen Doyle. Owen O'Flaherty. Trying to get by that initial challenge. Doyle is available. Here's Paul Cribben. What a game he had against Cork in the qualifier in Thurles. Back again for his own Doyle. Tommy Mulick. Here comes the long ball. Just carrying a little bit too much. Keeley is under pressure. Still the goalkeeper, Alan. 35. Sorry. I was looking at the graphic and the batch as the Kerry were going into the attack there, and that's over the bar. But a very much, indeed, a game dominated by hand passing, very little kicking so far, John.
Well, dominated by hand passing because both teams are tentative at the minute. They don't want to give the ball away at hand.
Up front is Alan Smith. Kerry go forward, but Jonathan Lyon. Ollie Lights by the challenge from Donncha Walsh. Good play by Niall Kelly, but there was a push in his back as he was getting there. He's the top scorer for Kildare in the Championship 2015 with a goal and 21 points. Coming into this match. This one is going to find Brian Sheehan. Gathering in instead is Paul Gainey. Kevin put away here. As away goes Mark O'Shea. Deep into Kildare territory, looking at options available to him. There's a chance here. It's looking pretty good, and it's over the bar. Stephen O'Brien.
Yeah, it's a great score by Stephen O'Brien. We didn't need to wait on the umpires. He just kicked it and turned away. He knew it came from a crossfield ball by Mick O'Grady, and they are the worst balls to give away. Your crossfield ball, you're in possession, your whole defence is caught out of position because they're all helping you support.
Chances for Kerry, 3 points, and they're back into the attack again. There's danger here. Paul Gainey putting this right over the black spot.
And this is the danger for Kildare, that they get overrun with football, not intensity. If it was the likes of Donegal or Tyrone or Armagh, you would fear for them in terms of intensity. But when they play a team like Kerry, who are so comfortable on the ball and make it look so easy, you're afraid for them that they get overrun with cuteness in football. Shines from the possession that you have, and they haven't, I would say, they haven't even had as much possession at Kildare, but still they're well ahead in this game and well in control. Audacious effort, because it must be nearly 65 yards out from goal. Out on the wing, but are we possibly watching the best free kicker in the game at the minute?
Not quite, I'd say 65. He's about 45, about 50, I'd say, roughly. Not that I'm a mathematician right now. Let's see what he does with this. And this one is falling to the left and wide. It's Colm Cooper. Slipping a nice ball inside. Oh, he just... Nice slow ball for his Donncha Walsh to gather. Aiming at Paul Gainey, but just Bourne's ball into the middle. Easily gathered. Colm Cooper. That is dropping and waiting to get from deep defensive role and in waves, if at all possible, and support. That's what they were doing against Cork, where every player in possession had a support player on his left or right shoulder. That's what needs to happen. Owen O'Flaherty, Cathal McNally, Niall Kelly available. Dropping this in and dropping it inside the post. When leadership is required, when class is needed, up steps to the table.
Yes,
Niall Kelly.
Yes, up steps more class, and he was the only player who was going to do that because the rest of them were sharing around this responsibility of it. And you're
control. Here's Colm Cooper.
They're not happy either.
James O'Donoghue taking the fray and curling it inside that far over post. Over for his own Doyle. Into Kerry territory. Needs a little bit of support. Paul Cribben is there. So too is Paul McNally. There's a little bit of space after opening. Backfires Paul Cribben again. Taking a shot which is dropping. Easily got Ganey to Colm Cooper. Trying to get one in for James O'Donoghue. Brian Sheehan is there as well. Good defending, Ollie Lyons. Carl McNally. And Kildare get some possession here in front of goal and maybe create more scoring opportunities. Alan Smith putting it onto his left boot, and that's a really good score.
The first one he's executed, but has done so very well. They really need to have a go. Now is the time. They can't go in here at half-time 5, 6, 7 points behind. They need to be within 1 or 2. Intensity levels need to rise. The efforts needs to rise. And great rob there by Ollie Lyons. What a great rob. That's the way to play it.
Torrig O'Neill has the time to look. Alan Smith wants it diagonally. Goes short for Tommy Mullick. Here's Niall Kelly. Kelly onto his right boot. Straight between the posts. Well, it's for Kildare. It took him 17 minutes to get there first.
Yeah, and through Kelly, 2 of them. I mean, some brilliant play by him, and he's going to have to be marked awful tight by Killian Young, who should be picking him up, but is quite a distance from you. Sometimes he can stay a little bit.
He's posing problems for Kerry. Ona Flaherty gets by the initial challenge. This is much better out of Kildare. Alan Smith on the turn. Can he score? It's across the face of the goal. And ball was well won by Mick O'Grady initially. Trying to chase after this was Niall Kelly. Skipping away from the challenge is Stephen O'Brien, who's performing quite well in this quarter-final, and he's now got his 3rd point of the match.
And really what a score it is, but he turned around his man just there like that. Man really should have stood up, had one look. Kildare have had a few opportunities like that, but haven't had the confidence to do so. That's not...
David Moore doing well. Here's Colm Cooper. He's given a little bit of space by Mick O'Grady, and it's over the bar.
No, absolutely right, Marty. The middle of the park is a major problem for Kerry at the minute. David Moore winning most of the clean possession out there. The only time that Kildare can get on the ball is when it's breaking in the middle of the...
Around 1:30 this afternoon. Colm Cooper taking his place. Here's Eamon Callaghan. Picked up a shoulder injury against Cork and Thurles last weekend, fully recovered. Nice combination play here by Kildare. Alan Smith possibly taking too much out of it. Comes over first, Carl McNally. And that ball is wide. Meanwhile, Kildare are having their hands full with the All-Ireland champions. James O'Donoghue cutting inside, getting the room to swing. The left leg hits the ball straight over the bar.
Yeah, and it's all coming from the running inside. I know the ducking and the diving to twist around man. And watch the way he holds off his man when he kicks with the left foot, and to have that balance and that awareness.
Serious problem for the Lily Whites. The ball comes across to Stephen O'Brien, and that is over the bar.
And I think that Kerry would have been happy for Emmett Bolton to be kept under lock and key for the afternoon, but he certainly
had the vision to see that Carl McNally got into a little bit of space. Nice ball inside. Fires Torrig O'Neill. What can he do? He can chip it, but it hits off the post. Just one man up for Kildare, and there are 3 Kerry defenders back there. Perhaps change of plan needed there as well, Tom.
Well, I think they need to put in...
Combining with Killian Young. James O'Donoghue gathers, heads towards goal. There's a chance here. Oh, Donlan did well. The goalkeeper.
However, good decision by Goldrick, and James O'Donoghue didn't look for one either, but that goal we talked about was certainly there for Kerry.
Paul Cribben counter-attacks. Gives it for his Niall Callaghan. Hovering in around the house is one Kildare man. This time it's Eamon Callaghan. Was injured in the large rectangle. Sheehan still going forward. Donica Walsh thought he'd get it. Colm Cooper does, and he floats it in.
Shots, but his genius is still present at all times.
Brilliant save by Mark Donlan. Look at this again, Tom.
Yeah, great bit of bravery by Donlan. I mean, he gets down, and Donoghue nearly gets away with the ball. And the reason the ref didn't give the free there is because he made contact with the ball, which he's entitled to do.
Key. Out to make an impression. Feeds Colm Cooper. Anthony Marr. Floating this one in. And it's gone to the right and 1 minutes now at this stage. Ball is aimed at Paul Ganey. Trying to get inside the cover of Kieran Fitzpatrick. Succeeds in doing so. And raises another white flag.
And again, Marty, where did that come from? It came from Paul Cribben, who had the ball in plenty of space around the middle of the park, ended up getting swallowed up by two Kerry players. Why? It happened because he has no options inside. There's nobody running off his shoulders. Two like that. You've got to move the ball. They've got to put more people on in attack, more people supporting, and more people on the full forward line.
Tommy Mullick knocked it down for Eamon Callaghan. Emmett Bolton. Over for Pádraig O'Neill. And you notice that Pádraig O'Neill and Colin McNally are all coming from half-back position because that's the game plan. Means only this man is up front for most of the first half, Alan Smith. Emmett Bolton. Tommy Mullick is calling for it. Eamon Callaghan. Trying to get inside that cover. Tommy Mullick. As far as Kevin Moynihan. In a little bit of space coming through the middle. Good play by the wing back, but he did a double hop there. Play. Just one from a free as this ball is dropping in and dropping to the right and wide. Was fouled. Quick free for as Niall Kelly. Tommy Mullick. Trying to slip one through for as Eamon Callaghan. On his left shoulder is Paul Cribben. Onto his left boot. And that is going to be Hawkeye.
And I think that drifted wide, Marty. I would think from this position it looked like it drifted wide. Not sure.
Here's the result. Outside the post. Ball is one. Good ball for Stephen O'Brien. Mark O'Shea has continued into a forward position. Brian Sheehan. David Moran and Anthony Marr. Shane Enright was available to his left. Employed Brian Sheehan instead. Simple 1-2 with Anthony Marr, but they're doing it like it was in a training session. It's done very slow pace, but in total
intensity, and there's not much belief in the Kildare team that they're going to go out and make a serious effort of this game.
For goal, because the Kerry forwards look very sharp. Kildare have a lot to do at half-time in Croke Park. It's Kerry 10 points, Kildare 3 points. Don't go away with.
And the second thing then is the ball coming off the shoulder, which is not there.
Second half is underway, and already there's a free. It's going to be favouring Killian Young. The man who certainly produced it in the first half, Stephen O'Brien. Back for us, Anthony Marr. Paul Ganey, just a little bit unfortunate that he lost his footing. But it's Colm Cooper taking 3 players with him, but this time intercepted. Kildare would appear to have Niall Kelly at the edge of the square now. That's great combination football by Kildare, much better. Emmett Bolton laying it off for Alan Smith, and that is between the posts and over the bar. It's his second point, but way better out of Kildare.
Way better because they brought a bit of intensity to the tackling. That's how, from behind at their own defence. They came up the pitch, they looked for something, and Emmett Bolton, and we haven't.
Aidan O'Mahony, Kevin Moynihan anticipated and read it well. Picked up by Emmett Bolton. Away goes Paul Cribben. Going for the score, and Cribben has it the legs. Keeling has it under the. Killian Young. Over for his Mark O'Shea. Footballer of the Year back in 2007. Colm Cooper. David Moran being challenged by Tommy Mullick. Still Moran hitting this with conviction. Mark Donlan is there. It's a chance of a goal. Saved on the line. Not the first time, but the second time. It's in the net.
Oh dear, and that's the game, Marty. Mark Mark Donnelly was thinking of tapping the ball down in front of him. There was no returning backs. He didn't need to do it. That's always a goalkeeper's ball, coming out there like that, and then there's just mayhem in the square. That's his ball there. There's no way he should have done that. What a disappointment start to the second half for Kildare.
Torrig O'Neill. Oh, he hit it well.
And all they can hope to do is just keep tipping at the scoreboard all the time, but I just have the fear that we're not even going to get a look at the real Kerry team this afternoon, because they're not going to have to get out a second or third gear. Kildare will certainly need goals to even get back in this game, and the way they're playing at the minute, no more than the first half, it's not going to happen the way they're set up.
Donica Walsh. There goes Aidan O'Mahony. Going for the score.
That's not enough. The difficulty with Kildare coming out of defence, they're all in one line. They're like a rugby line coming out, so there's no penetration once they give that pass. It's purely giving it from one player to the other.
Makes a little bit of room for himself. Willock Curl. That is a fabulous kick by the centre half back.
Yeah, great score by Owen, and he found himself in a position far forward, and they can all throw caution to the wind now and get forward for those opportunities.
Kildare, well won by Owen Doyle. Scored from this position a moment ago. Gives it to Alan Smith. That one, I'm afraid. So Kerry go into the attack. Here's a chance. It's a great run. At the end is Colin Cooper. Coach, he has arrived.
Again, it's not the intensity that's catching him out. It's the cuteness, it's the football, it's the natural ability just to see opportunities, cut inside and give the right pass at the right time and execute brilliantly.
Great run by Darren O'Sullivan. Little tap in by the Gooch.
Eamon Fitzmaurice will make substitutions, give guys runs.
Inside for Niall Kelly. Left or right footed, he's
Get it out so quick, keep it on the move at speed.
David Bourne over towards Darren O'Sullivan again.
He's over, since he came on, he's been over and back. He's had 3 or 4 possessions. He's been on the...
Did well to get into position, and here go into counter-attack mode again. Stephen O'Brien. Here's it back for his Jonathan Lyne, who had the initial block down. Up fires Colin Cooper. Fires Darren O'Sullivan. The compliment is returned. Yes! It's the O'Sullivan-Cooper show in Croke Park. First it was O'Sullivan to Cooper, now it's Cooper to O'Sullivan. Brilliant.
Well, you could say the terrible twins, Marty, certainly operating on the 45 and in. They just know where each other are going. They know where the passes are. They don't have to look for each other. And the execution, there's many teams get into those situations, but they can't execute them.
Lobbing this one in first, Colin Cooper. This lad is a good footballer, gives it in, but easily won. Looking for the ball again from Anthony Marr. Lovely little turn, look at the vision, look at the pass. In first Donica Walsh, he gets inside the challenge. There's more trouble for Kildare. This time, it's Barry John Keane at the end of it.
And just watch the way he takes it. Absolutely super little bit of soccer there. He looked up, but what a great ball. Gave it inside the man, and he just picked his spot and put it right underneath the keeper. But great play by Walsh as well to receive it. Looks up, gives it inside at the right position. Yeah, what a great score.
Peter Kelly again, floating one up for Alan Smith, who continues to work hard. Shane Enright is with him. Nice ball inside for Colin McNally. Another player with pretty tiring work rate. As that ball just is outside the... Floating one in again. Turns their Gooch. Beautiful! Oh, my word. This is exhibition. Colin Gooch, Cooper, proud in Croke Park. Some of them are standing up and applauding. This is a thing of beauty.
Well, watch it, because that's exactly what Donaghy would do. That's why he's applauding, and he's looking at himself out there. And I was
in the 44th and the 51st minute. On Doyle. Back for Arizona O'Flaherty. Paul Cribbin. Brendan Keeling. Safe hands. Mick O'Grady with him. Impressive work rate from Barry John Keane. David Moore challenged by his opposite number 9, Paul Cribben, and it's a free head. Brian Sheehan is the player that makes way, by the way, for Johnny Buckley. So Torrick Fogarty on for Niall Kelly for Kildare. As Colm Cooper takes this free. Puts it between the posts. Dropping this in, Brendan Keeley. Conlon. Emmett Bolton is there. Even in a straight race. 50-50 ball, Kerry win it. Johnny Buckley gets his hands on the ball.
There's more to do once he receives the ball and does it so well. In an All-Ireland semi-final without getting a game. Can we say the same about Kerry? Because you can't compare Cork, or you couldn't say that.
Paul Cribben coming through. Little jink left and right. He gets the return from Killian Young. Great play, Barry John Keane, and that's over the bar.
And Barry John Marr was exceptional around the middle of the park, as was David Bourne.
David Moore. Himself and Anthony Marr are a very strong centre field combination. Paul Murphy sending it in low, but Peter Kelly anticipated, read it well. Gets the return. Ollie Lyons now. Work here by Torrick Fogarty. And eventually it's Ollie Lyons that kicks it over the bar. Well, the qualifier. And again, in this quarter-final, it's the cornerback that's doing the scoring.
And he can even look.
So crucial to Kildare's prospects.
And Kildare were looking to the pair of them to set up some kind of platform.
Ball inside from Paul Galvin to Johnny Buckley. Barry John Keane just took off with the Rockets on his heels. Opportunity of a score. Torrick O'Neill is at the end of it, and it just sneaks inside the post and over the bar.
Another man with 2 ticks behind his name. Not much else from Croke Park today for Kildare or their supporters, and they are great.
And you have Tommy Walsh, Paul Galvin, Darren O'Sullivan. Ball inside, Farrell's Galvin at the end of it, not quite. Owen Doyle.
Who don't necessarily seem to have to produce. Look at this for fielding, isn't that just pure class? I mean, to keep your eye on the ball the whole time. Most players close their eyes when they're going up for those.
Ends up with Fionn Dowling. And that is over the bar. Good score. See who he could find. Guess who he found. Here is the coach, and he kindly put it over the bar.
There, I think Darren O'Sullivan was on his left. He could have flicked it off to him. Look how he looks up and takes that score. He can just do anything on a ball. It's as if he...
Here's Alan Smith. 38th and 56th minute of the match. It was a pretty much a demolition job. And this match isn't over yet. Barry John Keane shows an eagerness. There's another one of this Kerry squad that have really performed so well.
But he's actually been brilliant since he came on.
Kildare should have this under control up to today, but this will put them back again. Such a bit of a beating. It's
Kerry won't need to even have to do a warm down.
Stephen O'Brien. There's Darren O'Sullivan. Colm Cooper. He's outnumbered, but the ball breaks and it's in the back of the net. Dear oh dear. It's a nightmare for Kildare. It's breathtaking for Kerry. And we now have 2 teams that are on the highest winning margins. Look at the side foot. It is absolutely beautiful here.
But watch all their goals, Marty. Watch all their goals. They all have been placed into the back of the net. None of them have